If you're thinking about getting into cloud in 2025, then you've probably seen some scary headlines lately. AWS is cutting jobs, massive tech layoffs virtually every week. And that's not even factoring in AI and the new tools that are seemingly automating everything. Now, on the surface, it seems like it's too late and the ship has already sailed. But I've seen this exact same fear cycle play out multiple times before, and the truth is, it's not what it seems. I'm Suleiman. I've worked in tech for a decade. I run my own AI cloud security consultancy, and through my academy, I've helped over 600 students learn cloud and AI. And in this video, I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on the real state of the cloud market and what's actually going on. And hint, it's not what you think. Let's start by addressing the headlines because understanding what they actually mean might change how you feel about the cloud. The first one is that AWS has fired people from their cloud division. So, AWS did fire a few hundred people, but here is the context that they're not giving you. AWS isn't shrinking their cloud business. They're making billions of dollars in profit every single year. All they've done is eliminate a couple hundred roles that are called specialists. In other words, salespeople. Andy Jassy, the CEO, is saying that they're reducing excess bureaucracy or eliminating managers. Notice who they are not firing. Secondly, we've seen over 100,000 tech layoffs this year, and it seems brutal out there. But here is the thing. Most of the layoffs are due to overhiring during the pandemic, as well as a lot of non-technical roles or even software engineers. The nature of what's expected of tech workers is shifting with the introduction of AI. And unfortunately, most people haven't adapted to this new reality. Number 3 is you might also be hearing about the great cloud exit. Broadcom published a report on this recently, or maybe you've seen the stories of companies like Dropbox moving their workloads back to on-prem. But here is what the data actually shows. Only a very few small percentage of companies are doing this, while 89% of organizations are actually doubling down and increasing their cloud budgets in 2025, which obviously means more opportunities for cloud engineers. And if you've missed what I just said, go back 10 seconds and replay it. Now, before I address your fears, let's zoom out for a moment because the demand for cloud engineers continues to explode. AWS recently announced a global shortage of 6 million cloud professionals. On top of that, Project Stargate just unveiled a $500 billion investment in AI infrastructure, which is of course deployed in the cloud. At the same time, big tech companies are also spending $320 billion on AI infrastructure this year alone. Here is what most people are missing. Every major AI breakthrough that you hear about is powered by cloud infrastructure. The cloud enables AI to scale. So as long as you believe that AI is revolutionary, you have to bet on the cloud because they are partners, yin and yang, and they come together. And what about the future of cloud? Well, the cloud computing market is projected to grow from $900 billion today to $5.4 trillion over the next decade. A tsunami wave of expansion. And my prediction is that we haven't even scratched the surface of what's possible. Just like smartphone predictions in 2007 massively underestimated the actual impact on society and the economy. I think the cloud plus AI expansion will exceed even these optimistic forecasts. Because we have seen this pattern before with transformative technologies. Now, the reality always exceeds the predictions in terms of new possibilities and the economic value created. And if you want to take advantage of this opportunity in the cloud, then you should know that I'm running a free cloud masterclass on Sunday where I'll be giving away the complete blueprint to becoming a cloud engineer in 90 days. All you have to do is click the link in the description to sign up right now. I'll be giving the behind the scenes on how I have trained over 600 students and giving away all my strategies that I've never shared before publicly. So click the link below to sign up if that's something that you'd find helpful. Now then, as with every industry, the cream always rises to the top. And if you want an unfair advantage, here is 3 areas that are absolutely exploding right now. First one is FinOps, financial operations. This means understanding and optimizing cloud costs. Companies are spending massive amounts on cloud infrastructure, and many have no idea where the money is going or how to control it. If you can help them save money while maintaining performance, you become incredibly valuable. The second area is cloud security. With data breaches costing millions and regulations getting stricter every year, companies desperately need people who can build secure systems from the ground up and not bolt security on as an afterthought. And then we have AI in production. Everyone talks about AI, but actually deploying AI systems reliably and cost efficiently in the cloud, well, that requires expert level understanding of both AI workloads and cloud architecture. These are skills that very few people have mastered. Now, here is something that most people don't realize about learning in cloud engineering. It's not just about becoming a cloud engineer. The domain is incredibly well respected, and you pick up so many transferable skills: networking, coding, system design, Linux administration, architecture principles, security concepts, DevOps, and so many more. This means that you can transition into multiple career paths: systems engineer, network engineer, cloud developer, cloud security engineer, platform engineer, system admin, AI engineer, cybersecurity engineer. You get the point, because you're essentially building a foundation that opens doors across the entire tech industry, if you obviously want it. Now, I want to address your fears head on, starting with number one. Will AI replace cloud engineers? It's a question that I get all the time, and yeah, I think that there is an element of truth there. AI is the fastest growing technology that we have ever seen, and it's already disrupting so many traditional industries. However, a recent MIT study found that 95% of AI projects are failing in production. That's right. It's validating what most of us have experienced with AI in the real world. It's hallucinating, it's not reliable, and yes, AI tools are getting better. Now, even AWS gives you AI-powered monitoring with CloudWatch and CloudTrail that can automatically flag potential issues. But you still need human expertise to understand what these flags actually mean, prioritizing them, and then implementing fixes that won't break any other systems. Like, just for a moment, I want you to imagine if you were hired and your job was purely to sit 24/7 on the screen monitoring the cloud setup yourself. It goes without saying that it wouldn't be fun. AI isn't here to replace cloud engineers. It's not ready even in the next 10 years to replace engineers. In fact, AWS CEO Matt Garman just said that the idea of AI replacing engineers is the dumbest thing that he's ever heard. This was after he said that AI replaced engineers 2 years ago. And so instead, AI is saving you time, making you more productive by allowing you to focus on higher leverage tasks instead of boring, repetitive ones. Let's talk about the job market fears that you're dealing with. The dreaded job descriptions. Now, I can hear some of you shouting this, and yes, they seem intimidating at first. You look at cloud engineering roles and they want experience with every single AWS service, 2 to 3 years experience if you're lucky, plus they want a computer science degree. It's the classic catch-22. You are required to have experience to get a job, but in order to get experience, you need a job. So you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. It feels impossible, right? But I've got some good news. Job descriptions are wish list. They're not looking for all of the skills that they list. Beginners are getting hired for roles that require multiple years of experience because they have built projects that show that they could solve actual business problems. And speaking of degrees, let's kill that myth right now. I just checked LinkedIn. There are over 5,500 cloud engineering jobs posted in the US alone. Plenty in there that don't mention any degrees, and even if they do, it's not something that they're looking at when it comes to your resume. Let's talk about some stories that are holding you back. The doom and gloom stories. Maybe you've heard from someone who's applied for hundreds of tech jobs and got nowhere. Or you've seen posts on Reddit or LinkedIn about how impossible the market is. But let me ask you something. Do you actually know if they were qualified for the roles that they applied for? What specific project have they built? What skills could they demonstrate? Which certifications do they have? And here is the bigger question. What does hearing these stories actually do for you? Does it help you learn cloud skills? Does it get you closer to your goal? No, it just gives you an excuse to not even try. The reality is that job searching is a numbers game. Once you have the right skills, you need to be applying for 50 to 100 roles per week, not 5 roles per month. Applying to a handful of jobs and concluding that the market is dead is setting yourself up for failure and simply excuses. And here is what I think is going on with all of these fears. You're actively looking for reasons not to do this. You're searching for excuses to avoid the hard work of actually learning these skills. Of course, you don't feel ready for a cloud job right now. How many real projects have you even built? Probably not many. So yeah, that imposter syndrome that you're feeling, it's real. You haven't put in the real work yet, but that's fixable. Confidence comes from hours spent learning and building, not from reading fear headlines online. And yeah, the approaches that worked in 2021 simply don't work anymore. Getting a certification or two and building a static website on S3 won't get you hired in today's market. Companies have evolved. They need people who can use cloud technology to solve real business problems, balance competing factors like cost and security, and design solutions that make sense for their specific situation. If you can demonstrate that level of thinking, showing that you understand the why behind your technical decisions and not just the how, you'll stand out from 99% of other candidates. So, is it too late to start cloud engineering in 2025? If you're looking for reasons not to try, you'll find plenty. If you're expecting it to be easy as it was during the 2021 hiring boom, you'll be disappointed. But if you're willing to focus on solving real business problems, learn the skills that companies are actually needing today, and put in the work to build impressive projects that demonstrate real value, then no, it's absolutely not too late. The opportunities right now are bigger than they have ever been. The market is expanding at an unprecedented rate. So stop the headlines, stop analyzing job descriptions that intimidate you, stop looking for reasons why it won't work. Instead, start building, pick a real business problem and try to solve it with the cloud. Learn to balance costs, security, and performance in your solutions. Practice explaining your technical decisions in business terms. Focus on those 3 growth areas that I mentioned: FinOps, cloud security, and AI in production. These skills are in massive demand and most people aren't even learning them because they are lazy. Are you lazy as well? And as soon as you can, start applying for jobs and take the interviews, even if it's not for a role that you desperately want. As always, I'm rooting for you. Good luck.